Hi everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Lazy Gourmet. I'm Ken, and today I'm going to show you how to make Greek-style cabbage rolls. This is an absolutely delicious dish. It's easy to prepare. The recipe itself is broken down into three parts. There's the parboiling of the cabbage, there's actually the assembly of the cabbage rolls, and at the end, the lemony egg sauce that goes on top of this. Traditionally, you could either use ground beef or ground pork. In this case today, I'm using ground beef, just a preference of mine. If you prefer ground pork, that's totally fine. And if you want to make this vegetarian, you could even just remove the beef or the meat from this completely and just stuff them with the herb mixture of rice. To start off the recipe, I'm going to take my pot, put it on the burner there. And the next part of this is you're going to need a sharp pointy knife, and you're going to cut out the core carefully of the cabbage. Just like that, nothing to, but please be careful when you're doing this, because this can actually be dangerous and you can very easily cut yourself. So that's that, just pull that off. I put my cabbage in the pot, cut side down, and you're going to add water till it just fills about halfway up the cabbage. Let that water come up to a boil and let that go for about 15 minutes. You don't want to overcook the cabbage till it kind of falls apart and tears on you. You just want to soften it up and make it usable and make it rollable. So now my cabbage is done. It's parboiled. I've also left it for a few minutes just to cool down. So here comes the next part, which is trying to remove the good leaves from this without burning yourself, of course. And the very easy trick to this is just not touching it. So what we're going to do is very simply turn this over like that, and start peeling off our leaves. These are nice. And they just come off, and especially from the part before where we cut. That's all there is to this. The next part of the recipe is our filling. For our filling, we're going to use 1 pound of lean ground beef, and we're going to use our trusty food processor to help us in terms of the preparation for this. So what I'm going to do is very simply chop up, actually quarter an onion, and throw it into our food processor and let it do all the work. Okay, our onion is in. The next part of this is just a small handful of dill. You can measure it, quarter cup, half a cup, whatever is to your taste, and the same amount of parsley. Just put it in with the stalks and all. That's totally fine. Next, a little salt goes in, then a little fresh cracked black pepper. The next part, for a little bit of heat, I like heat, but not too much. It's totally up to you. This step is totally optional. Half of a green chili will go in. For this, maybe a tablespoon of minced garlic goes into our blend. You don't need to pulverize this. You basically just need enough just to pulse it. And that's perfect. So back to our ground beef. Just remove the blade, put that aside, and mix this with our ground beef. The herbs are smelling fantastic now. They're doing their thing. That's perfect. Just gonna leave that there for now. All right, the next part to this is about a cup to a cup and a half of rice. For this, I'm just using the regular minute rice. It doesn't matter, this is no plug. I'm using gluten-free, so we're gonna do 1 cup, a couple of cups of rice. That'll do you fine. And from this point here, we just get down and dirty now. just start mixing it with your hands. This will give you a very, very hearty consistency in terms of the rice to meat ratio, and that's what you want. Now all of the flavor of the beef, the herbs, and everything else that's in this is going to get taken on by the rice. Now that our meat mixture is done, the next step is to start assembling our cabbage rolls. Take a few of my cabbage leaves, spread them out in your hand, just like that, and take about 2 tablespoons of filling, 2 tablespoons or so. The trick to this is you do it almost like a burrito. Fold one side, fold over the other side, and then just start rolling it up just like that. Fold it over so it gives you a nice little pocket. And you're gonna line these on the bottom of your pot. Fold, fold, take it, and then fold under. So it gives you a nice little pocket of love. And do this until the bottom of your pot has an even layer. If you have extras and you still have more cabbage rolls, that's totally fine. Just put them on top, not a problem at all. Now that my cabbage rolls are done and they're in the pot, I've actually had to do them in 2 layers, which is totally fine. There's no point in wasting. If you've got filling, there's no point in wasting that. And the whole trick to this is making sure that your cabbage is soft, but not to the point where it's overdone and it tears, or it's gonna look like something the cat was playing with. So having said that, the next thing to do is put water in our pot just until, or just enough to cover the cabbage rolls. Now you're gonna see at this point that they're actually starting to float around. I've gotta handle some more ingredients. So what I'm going to do is just real quick wash my hands because I was handling raw beef. And remember our rule, cross-contamination. So we don't want that at all. So there's that. And always make sure when you're doing this, you're washing with soap. You don't want to be cross-contaminating anything with raw meat. So that's that. We've added our water. The next step is a little salt here. You want to kind of brine up the water. A little bit of pepper. Fresh cracked black pepper. Always awesome. And that little bit of decadence now that I'm gonna add is butter. Some salted butter, just little tabs going in throughout the top. As these boil, the butter will actually melt and just add a certain lusciousness to this. I know it's a lot of butter. Butter makes everything better. The next part of this, once our butter goes in, is weighing down our cabbage rolls. And there's a trick to this. Get maybe 2 or 3 small saucers, something that gives you a little bit of weight, and just place them on top just like that. See how that works? This is going to keep the cabbage rolls submerged, and when you're actually cooking them, they don't come apart on you. They don't start floating as the rice expands, and then it's just going to look like a soupy mess. We don't want that. So that goes there. We're going to bring this up to a boil. Once it boils, we're going to cover it and let it simmer on medium for about 1 hour. Nobody likes crunchy rice, so let that go. And besides, it's Greek food, so most Greek dishes are overdone anyway. So leave those there, let that go to a boil, and we're going to be back in an hour to finish this off with our lemon sauce. All right, so now our cabbage rolls are done. They've been cooking away for about an hour now. They're ready to go. The next part of this is to start assembling and finishing off our dish. So carefully, the next thing we're gonna do is just move these plates out of the way that were used to weigh down our dish. So now the next thing to do is take my pot and very carefully, without burning yourself, keep about a cup or two of the liquid. We're going to use this liquid as it's hot to temper our egg and our lemon mixture. For this recipe, I'm going to be using 3 lemons. This is the size of a lemon in Canada in the winter. Don't judge. So another thing to do that helps with juicing lemons is to roll them before you slice them on a surface like this, and it helps extract the juice. So just cut them in half, just like that, and just use any kind of juicer you have, whatever works, totally fine. This is what's going to give it that citrusy flavor. Most recipes call for 2 lemons. In this, I like to use 3. I like that extra hit of lemon. For this, we're going to crack 3 eggs. I use the whole egg. There are recipes out there that use 2 eggs plus a yolk, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I've made this many times and it's worked just like that. And just real quick whip them up. Now as we're whipping these, the whole point now is to add the juice of our cabbage rolls into this slowly, so you temper the mixture and you don't actually create scrambled eggs with the hot liquid. So you add this in very slowly and just let it do its thing. As we're doing this, our egg temperature is actually going up without actually cooking the egg. We don't want to make scrambled eggs. Keep adding it in there. At this point, it should start frothing on you, which is totally normal, it's totally fine. Frothing is good, clumps are not. All right, all of our mixture is in. Once we've finished completely mixing the eggs with our liquid from our cabbage rolls, the next thing is the juice of our 3 lemons. Our eggs are being tempered already, so there's no worry of curdling. So now we just take this egg and lemon mixture along with the liquid from our cabbage rolls and just slowly start pouring this in. Wow. This is really something here. Delicious, absolutely fantastic, excellent. Leave that here. And traditionally what they do is they kind of twist the pot around like this, allowing for all this lemon and egg mixture to kind of go everywhere throughout. Perfect. And that's it. So we just take this, throw our cover on that, and let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes, and we're ready to go. All right, now this is ready to go. It is done completely. Time to check out and see what we've made. I'm gonna grab these. Absolutely delicious. Absolutely fabulous. They look amazing. Grab some sauce on there as well. Perfect. Just like that. So our cabbage rolls now are ready to go. Oh, look at that. All that goodness. Plate's kind of hot. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. All the flavors are bang on. The meat, the ground beef is completely cooked. The lemon is coming through along with the herbs we put into our ground beef and rice mixture. The rice is done perfectly, nice and soft. This dish is perfect. Wintertime, summertime. You can use this with meat, or you can use this as a vegetarian dish without the meat. Totally works. So that is my recipe for the Greek style cabbage rolls with lemon or avgolemono. It's very easy to make, as you saw, and a treat for anybody. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your time. Until next time, please like, subscribe. Love getting new likes and subscribers. Send me an email, a comment. I love hearing from you, all of you. Until next time, I'm Ken. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.